Hello, in this video I'm going to present the management of a case of severely subluxated lens with iris glow lens implantation. This patient had a history of previous trauma. He had a severely subluxated lens inferiorly and a nuclear 3 cataract, so a decision of intracapsular cataract surgery was decided. A wide 3-step corneal incision was done. A 3-step corneal incision has that advantage of being a valvular wound. A continuous first scratch was done vertically using a scalpel. And then the beveling was done horizontally in the corneal tissue. The incision was fashioned to be wide enough in order to get this large nucleus outside the eye without having any resistance. The size of this wound could be controversial. However, having a slightly large wound with some degree of astigmatism is better than having resistance while getting this large nucleus outside the eye and you don't have any support behind you. An MVR is used to open the anterior chamber, and a viscoelastic material was injected. Two MVR incisions were fashioned at 3 and 9 o'clock to be proper for the enclavation of the iris glow lens. The third step of the incision is done vertically using scissors. Vitreous prolapse was noticed at this point, so scissor vitrectomy was done at the wound. A vectus was used to remove the whole of the lens. It was slightly adherent inferiorly, so slight manipulations were used in order to get it out. The lens had a large and brown nucleus. 10-0 nylon sutures were used to form the anterior chamber. Intracameral carbachol was injected to help with the constriction of the pupil. Proper anterior vitrectomy was done. In order to implant a retropupillary iris glow lens, multiple precautions must be used. It has to be flipped so that its vault is facing posteriorly in order not to cause pupillary block. And while doing the biometry, use an A constant of 116.8. The IOL was inserted in the anterior chamber and then flipped horizontally to be in the proper position for enclavation. Hold the IOL in a good grip with its forceps. Insert the first haptic behind the iris and do enclavation in the midperiphery of the iris. Don't be that so central and don't be that so peripheral in order not to get ovalization of the pupil after the surgery. Then, I will transfer the forceps from my right hand to my left hand while still holding the IOL, in order not to get more manipulations while getting outside and inside the eye with the forceps. Insert the second claw of the iris claw lens behind the iris and do the enclavation using a Sensky hook. Making a PI is optional with retropupillary iris claw lenses, as pupillary block is not that so frequent with its vault facing posteriorly. At this step, make sure that you've done proper enclavation and you included a proper amount of the tissue of the iris inside the claw. If you have any doubt about your enclavation, just hold the IOL and re-enclavate the iris inside. Don't be afraid that the IOL might fall in the vitreous while doing re-enclavation. As long as the IOL is properly enclavated at one side, it won't fall. Thanks a lot for watching.